Palia's next patch is just around the corner, and the team at Singularity 6 is claiming that it is their biggest update yet. New design tools, the return of Hotpot, and improvements to the in-game economy. Let's talk about all the newly revealed features. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and today we have a brand new episode of Thinking Out Loud, the show where I take a deep dive into a variety of interesting and exciting gaming topics and share my honest thoughts with you all. Today's hot topic is Palia's latest developer update, plus the new Crafting Comforts trailer, which together gave us a preview of what to expect in the game's next patch, version 0.180. This update will be here soon as it is releasing on May 28th, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. For those of you who love designing and are working on building your dream home, you're going to be given some awesome new tools to spruce up your plot with this update, starting with building blocks. The sky may truly be the limit in terms of what players will be able to create. I'm so excited to see what everyone comes up with. According to the team, you will be able to create unique structures with blocks, ramps, pillars, walls, and more. It also appears that you will be able to hang wall decor items on some of the building blocks. There will also be a brand new house type called the Grand Harvest House. Now, this thing looks huge. It is way bigger than I was expecting, and it even appears that there is a front porch included on it, which is going to be so fun to decorate. I cannot wait to see how this looks on the inside, especially because the ceiling is really high. First, the courtyard add-on, and now this. I'm just loving how the options for our home are evolving, and I can't wait to see what else we're treated to in the future. I'm still hoping for further variations of the exteriors, for even more personalization, and I think this update shows that the team does have plans for that. Finally, for newly revealed design tools, we will be getting pathing at last. The team is calling this feature pavers, and we've seen a first look at some designs in a previously shared photo of some in-development features. The team shared that we will be able to create winding roads and charming lanes with a variety of shapes and materials, and I'm really excited to play around with this feature because my plot is in desperate need of some pathing. I'm also hopeful that there will be pretty good flexibility with how the pathing specifically is placed, just based on what they've shown and how the feature is being described. Now, if you prefer other activities outside of design, there is likely going to be at least one new feature in this update that you'll enjoy. For socialites, you'll be happy to know that some additional friendship level 5 quests will be added. It'll be interesting to see some more characters getting new quests, having their stories evolve, and potentially offering additional rewards. Next, whether you missed out on the Hotpot minigame that was very popular at the last Magi Market, or it was your favorite activity that you just couldn't get enough of, you'll be happy to know that this will now be a permanent addition to Zeki's Underground. I'm hoping it'll function similarly to the Market's Hotpot, where if a table isn't filled, random NPCs will join in, because then regardless of how many other players are around, you can enjoy as much of this minigame as you would like. Hopefully Hotpot will come with some kind of reward, though if you've played Hotpot before, you know the main draw is the fun you have while playing it. One other new feature the team has teased are chat bubbles, which is probably just one of the many new quality of life updates that will be coming to the game. I think this will be really great for communicating with other players, and if it's not exactly to your liking, I'm sure there'll be settings to toggle it on or off. I'm also hoping this means they'll have fixed the constant chat pop-ups, fingers crossed, but we'll have to wait and see. Now keep in mind, these are just the new features that have been revealed so far, and based on previous updates, we can speculate that there will also likely be at least a handful of other surprises in store for us. Now let's move on to our next big topic of conversation, which are the major changes coming to the in-game economy of Palia. The team wants players to feel that our time spent in the game is properly rewarded, regardless of which specific activities we choose to partake in. So in other words, they're making changes that will balance out the earning potential for the various in-game skills. I think this will be great because to date, it has definitely felt like some skills are more appealing to participate in than others, at least to me, in terms of earning gold. For example, sometimes I felt like I don't want to spend my time fishing when I could earn much more gold from mining, especially when I'm limited in the amount of time I can dedicate towards playing the game. But what specifically does this mean for the next version of Palia? Well, not too surprisingly, the team shared that they will be reducing the earning potential from mining, and although we don't know the specifics on this, we can speculate that the value of starstones will likely be somewhat nerfed, meaning lowered. So, if you have a pile of them lying around and want some extra gold, perhaps consider selling them ahead of the patch, although I would still very much recommend keeping any star quality ones to decorate with. Now, don't worry too much, because the great news is that the team will be boosting the amount of gold earned from other skills, like foraging, insect catching, hunting, and fishing. The only specific information we have so far with regards to these skills is that trees will now have a chance to drop amber, which can be sold as a high value item. But overall, the sell value for many uncommon, rare, and legendary items will increase for most skills. So this is really exciting and will give players more incentive to enjoy a variety of skills and even the playing field, so everyone can earn gold while participating in their favorite activities. Now, there was no mention of cooking specifically, but they did talk about gardening. It seems like so far the only changes to this skill that they're planning to make are more so to benefit new players. So if you recently started playing Palia, you will be happy to know that the cost of purchasing gardening plots has been reduced. Also, if you're still in the earlier stages of leveling up gardening, you're going to receive some seeds as free rewards along the way. Other in-game buffs to earnings include more gold being granted for quest progression, and also in treasure chests found in the world, with better rewards across the board to specifically help out new players. One other note that will benefit those new to Palia is that the cost to unlock the copper storage recipe will be reduced, which is definitely a win. But as a longtime player, I wouldn't complain about a refund. Gold and renown limits will also be raised. So previously the gold cap was 300,000, and the renown cap was just 1,000. Now, the team hasn't publicly confirmed what the new limits will be just yet, but it will be really nice to be able to save up more gold over time, which hopefully will actually be possible now with the new economy updates. Because I mean, I've personally never hit that 300,000 gold cap, but maybe I'm just spending too much. Also, you shouldn't need to worry anymore about maxing out your renown, which I think was probably a more common issue out of the two previous caps. So that is definitely a very welcome change. In terms of furniture making and crafting, while you can't sell furniture, so there isn't much earning potential in this realm of the game, some adjustments will be made to the overall systems that should help you save more resources and speed up production of certain tasks. So first, the crafting time for buildings will be majorly reduced. So instead of it taking real life time, your builds will complete within a Palian day. This is a major win because I find waiting real life hours for buildings to complete always grinds my designing process to a screeching halt. Players will now also receive building add-ons as rewards for reaching initial furniture making levels, and it's exciting because this reward will actually apply retroactively, so be prepared to receive a number of free building add-ons in the mail post-patch. Also, over half of existing workbench recipes have been revisited, with the vast majority of 85% having reduced requirements, although some will also be increased. In terms of specific adjustments to resources, most notably, the craft times for gold and silver bars have been reduced from hours to minutes. This is also amazing. There's been so many times where I'm just a bar or two away from crafting something I needed for a big quest, and then we can't complete it on stream because it'll take hours and hours of real life time to wait for the resource to process, and even for those who aren't streamers, it can really put a damper on your design or your quest flow. And speaking of which, drops for flow infused wood will be raised. Now, this is just a first glance at some of the changes that are going to be implemented in terms of the economy and crafting, so when we get those patch notes on update day, it'll be great to see the full picture. But overall, I feel very optimistic about all of these changes that are coming to Palia. Although they might not be new and flashy content, these are important aspects of Palia's core gameplay experience, which will ultimately determine how long players stick around for. I think this is an incredible step in the right direction, and I believe it continues to show that the team truly is listening to the community. The developers also shared that they will continue to monitor player experience and feedback on these changes, meaning I'm sure they will continue to make adjustments in the future. But for now, I hope this will help make aspects of Palia feel less grindy and will be easier for all of us to earn a fair amount of gold in exchange for for all of our hours invested into the game. Finally, for today, let's talk about Palia's premium offerings. Now, I did share some of my thoughts on Palia's monetization in the most recent episode of Sunny Side Up News. If you're interested in my initial thoughts and ideas about Palia's sustainability on this front, I will have that episode linked down in the description. However, honestly, I think what we're seeing here is a good start. First of all, the team shared that they have plans to do some new things and add different types of offerings to the premium store, which in short, I think is more than necessary to help keep this otherwise completely free-to-play game afloat. So let's talk specifics. First, we can expect more pets to be added in the future, starting with the next update where we will be able to purchase the new Flutterfox pet with 5 different types to choose from: Leafy, Spring, Summer, Autumn, and Winter. We can actually see a few of them in the trailer, and I love the animation of this pet. It is so adorable. Now, please remember, these pets are really just cosmetics. They are adorable, but they don't serve any function. They just serve looks. Tool skins will also be added to change up the appearance of your tools, which in my opinion is such a smart addition, and this will start with the Spring Sakura, Imperial, and Leafy Weave sets. This new look will apply to your entire tool set, so your axe, pickaxe, watering can, fishing rod, and hoe. Again, please remember all of these premium offerings that require spending real-world money are nothing more than cosmetic. You're not going to have any kind of buffs with your tools or any kind of special superpowers or advantages to your gameplay. You're just gonna look nice and snazzy while you get to work. In the trailer, we did also catch a sneak peek of some new premium outfits, at least one of which appears to have some sort of special effect tied to it. While this isn't a surprise since the team adds new premium outfits with every patch, I can't wait until all the new premium offerings are fully revealed. So those were my thoughts on all the latest details for Palia, but what did you think? I shared a poll asking which new feature are you most excited about for Palia's next update. 46% of you said the new design tools. I think this is definitely the most flashy part of the coming update, and it's going to give us a lot more flexibility and customization with our home plot and our house. So I'm not surprised by this. What I am slightly surprised at is that economy updates with 23% of the vote slightly outranked Hot Pot with just 21%, but I think this makes sense. Hot Pot is super fun to enjoy with friends or on your own. It is super satisfying. It has a great replayability and adds another activity to do in the world of Palia, but those economy updates are really going to be the one thing I believe that determines the game's long-term success. Players are going to get frustrated and move on if they're having so much trouble earning gold or constantly running out of resources. There's definitely a place in these types of games to have a certain amount of grind, but when it's too much, it's too much, especially when the game is going for the cozy vibes. Only 10% of you are most excited for the premium offerings, which is completely fair because these offerings do cost real-world money and are just cosmetic. But if you do have the money to spend and you love the premium offerings, it is a great way to support the developers and the game, which already offers us so much for free. While I'm most excited for design tools, if I just had to pick one feature on this list to get implemented, it would definitely be those economy updates, because I want to enjoy this game for years to come. Well, there you have it, friends. That covers my thoughts on the latest from Singularity 6, the developers of Palia. I hope you enjoyed another episode of Thinking Out Loud. Will you be playing the update when it drops this week? What new feature are you gonna check out first when you boot up the game? Anything and everything, you know I always love hearing from you. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care.